Hello everyone, welcome to our sessions. In this series of videos, we are going to cover 9 chapters of Pure Mathematics 1. Chapter 4 is Graphs and Transformations. In this video, we are going to discuss topic 4.3, Point of Intersection. We will also discuss some book exercise questions step by step. We'll do some past paper questions and we'll give you some exam success tips so you can excel in your Edexcel. So let's start our journey. Topic 4.3 is point of intersection. So when you have two functions fx and gx, first we have to sketch the curve and we have to show the point of intersection. And to find the solution, we have to do f of x is equal to g of x. Okay, we'll understand with example. Suppose my f of x is equal to x into x minus 3. One function is there. And g of x is equal to x squared 1 minus x. First, to sketch it, we have to find the x coordinate. So for here, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 3. I substitute f of x is equal to 0. For this function, x squared is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0. 1 minus x is equal to 0, so x is equal to 1. First, we are drawing this quadratic graph. This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. For quadratic graph, I have a 2 point 0 and 3. So my graph will look like this because it's a positive x graph. Now for a quadratic graph, we have a minus x here. Means you have to start from the minus x side, and I have a two intersection point which is a 0 here and 1 is 1 here. This is 1 point. So this graph is look like this. So this is my quadratic. So this is the gx function and this one is the f of x function. Now suppose I have to find the solution of these two intersections. So now here we have a one intersection point here and one intersection point is here. If you want to find that, you have to equate fx and gx, that will give you. We will understand with some book exercise questions. Let's move to exercise. Exercise 4C. Question 1. In each case, sketch the two curves on the same axis. So we have two functions. So we have to sketch these functions. State the number of point of intersection. So from the sketch or by drawing the graph, you can see how many intersection points are there, and write down the suitable equation which would give the x coordinate of this point. Okay, we don't have to solve the equation, just we have to show the equation. Okay, let's start. First, to draw this function, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4. These 2 points are there. For this function, x minus 2 equal to 0 and x is equal to 2, right? Okay. Now my quadratic graph is the positive x graph. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. So the quadratic graph, it intersecting x-axis is 0 and this is 4. So the graph is look like this. Okay. Curve should be like this. Okay. And my quadratic graph is intersecting x-axis only at the point 2 here. So, and it's a positive, so we have to start like this here and passing like this. This is the graph for the cubic. So this is my graph for the cubic thing. Now we have to write a suitable equations which would give the x coordinate of these points. So as you can see, we have only one intersection point here. So the number of point of intersection is 1 here. And to write the equation, I can write x into x minus 4 equal to x minus 2 cubed. And we don't have to solve this equation. So this is our required equation. So this is the answer of your part C. Few questions they are asked you to solve it. So in that case, we have to solve and we have to find the coordinate of intersection point. Let's move to question number 2. On the same axis, sketch the graph given by y is equal to x squared into x minus 3 and y is equal to 2 over x. First, we have to find where this curve is intersecting x-axis. For that, always we have to take y is equal to 0. So in this function, x squared is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0, and x minus 3 equal to 0, so x is equal to 3. So we are getting 2, and this is a cubic graph. The another function y is equal to 2 over x, so this is reciprocal graph. Okay, let's sketch the graph. Always label x and y axis when you sketch graph. Now this cubic graph intersecting x-axis at 0 and at 3. So the graph is look like, it is this one. Okay, and the reciprocal graph, because it's a positive reciprocal, it is in the first and third quadrant. So look like this. Let's move to question number 5. On the same axis, sketch the curves given by y is equal to x squared into x minus a and y is equal to b over x, where a and b are both positive constant. So y is equal to x squared x minus a. When we have to plot this one, or we have to sketch this one, we have to take y is equal to 0. So x squared equal to 0 and x minus a equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, x is equal to a. So we are getting 2 points. And for y is equal to b over x, it's a reciprocal graph and it's a positive reciprocal graph. Let's sketch here. So when you sketch the graph, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is point 0, this is point A. So our cubic graph, because it's a positive, it starts like this, and our reciprocal graph, because it's a positive reciprocal graph, look like this. Now this is question 5 part A. Now part B. Using your sketch, state giving a reason the number of real solution to be equation this one. Now we know we have to find the real solution. We have to equate this to graph. So let's do that one. Now this is how really the graph is look like. We have a two equation here, x squared into x minus a is equal to b over x. When you simplify, take x on the left hand side, so x cubed into x minus a is equal to b. Expand bracket, x power 4 minus ax cubed minus b is equal to 0. So this is our required equation. As you can see, x power 4 minus ax cubed minus b is equal to 0. So that we proved it. This is the equation we can use to find the real solution for this graph. Question number 6. On the same axis, sketch the graph y is equal to 4 over x squared and y is equal to 3x plus 7. This is reciprocal function, this is a straight line function. So first we are finding the coordinate. Y is equal to 3x plus 7. Substitute x is equal to 0, y will get 7, so coordinate is 0, 7. When you substitute y is equal to 0, x will give you minus 7 over 3. So minus 7 over 3 is 0. This is to coordinate. And another function y is equal to 4 over x squared. Right? Okay. Let's sketch the graph. This is our x-axis. This is our y-axis. This is minus 7 over 3 point. And this is 7. So the straight line passing through these 2 points. This is 7, we can say. Okay. And this is the reciprocal graph with the square thing. So we can draw the graph like this. And because it's a square, it is second and third quadrant. This is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, right? Okay. Now write the number of the real solution to this equation. So as you can see here, we have a 3 intersection point. One is here, one is here, and one is here. So we can say there are, for part B, we can say 3 real solutions to these equations. Right? So this is part A and part B. We sketch the graph and then we write, we can see here from the sketch 3 real solutions are there. Now move to part C. Show that you can rearrange the equation to give this is equal to 0. So here we have to expand these brackets and we have to write the equation which is 3x is equal to 4 over x squared. So let's start. X plus 1, x plus 2 and 3x minus 2 equal to 0. We are expanding this 2 bracket first. So x into x plus 2 plus 1 into x plus 2, 3x minus 2 equal to 0. So x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2 into 3x minus 2 equal to 0. So x squared plus 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Now again we have to expand this 2 bracket. So 3x into x squared plus 3x plus 2 minus 2 into x squared plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So this is 3x cubed plus 9x squared plus 6x minus 2x squared minus 6x minus 4 equal to 0. Collect like term and simplify it. So 3x cubed, 9 minus 2 will give you 7x squared. So plus 7x squared plus 6x minus 6 will get cancelled and minus 4 equal to 0. Now we need in this form equation. So I am taking minus 4 this side. So 3x cubed plus 7x squared is equal to 4. Okay. I am doing in this side. So I am taking x squared common from this side. So that will left with a 3x plus 7 is equal to 4. So 3x plus 7 is equal to 4 over x squared. So this is our equation we need when we have to find 2 real solutions. So we rearrange this equation in this way. So show that you can rearrange the equation to give this is equal to 0, so that we rearranged it. Now we will move to part D. Part D is telling determine the exact coordinate of the point of intersection. Now to find the exact coordinate, we have to find the different or a 3 value of x, which is x plus 1 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0, and 3x minus 2 equal to 0, because these are the factors of the two intersection point. X is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 2, and x is equal to 2 over 3. We got the x coordinate. To find the y coordinate, we are using the one of the function which is 3x plus 7. I substitute minus 1 here. So 3 minus 1 plus 7, that will give me 4. So this coordinate, or the first coordinate, what I got is minus 1, 4. Y is equal to 3x plus 7. We are finding another coordinate. Substitute minus 2 plus 7 will give you 1. So the second coordinate what we are getting is minus 2, 1. Third coordinate, y is equal to 3 into 2 over 3 plus 7. 3 will get cancelled and this is give us 9. So the third coordinate we are getting is 2 over 3 and 9. So this way we are getting 3 intersection point, and these are the coordinate of these 3 intersection point. Question number 10. Sketch the graph of y is equal to x squared plus 1 and 2y is equal to x minus 1. So for that, first we are finding coordinate where the graph is intersecting x and y coordinate. For that, first I am taking y is equal to 0. So that means x squared plus 1 equal to 0. Now x squared I am getting minus 1. Now we cannot do the square root of minus 1, means this graph is not intersecting x-axis. Now substitute x is equal to 0. Then we are getting y is equal to 1. So y-intercept is 0, 1. Another function 2y is equal to x minus 1. Substitute x is equal to 0. That will give you 2y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to minus 1 over 2. When you substitute y is equal to 0, you are getting x is equal to 1. Okay. Now let's sketch the graph. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Now, this graph, we have only y-intercept which is 0, 1. So suppose this is my y is there. So this graph is look like this. And the other graph, this is a linear equation. Y is equal to minus half. So this is my minus half. And x is 0. And another coordinate I am getting 1, 0. So this is my 1, 0 coordinate is there. So this line passing like this. As we can see in a graph, these two curves are not intersecting each other. So that means they don't have real solution. But we have to prove it. So how we can do that? So we know this is our equation, which is 2x squared minus x plus 3 equal to 0. If we prove b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, so we can say there is no real solutions are there. So let's find value of a, which is 2, b is minus 1 and c is 3. Substitute here, minus 1 squared minus 4ac, right? 1 minus 4 times 2, 8 times 3, 24. We are getting minus 23. Minus 23 is less than 0. So if your b square minus 4ac less than 0, that means no real solutions, right? Okay. Part C, work out the range of values of a such that graph y is equal to x squared plus a and 2y is equal to x minus 1 have a 2 point of intersection. For that, first we have to make y as a subject here. So 2y is equal to x minus 1. So y is equal to x minus 1 over 2. I can write y is equal to x over 2 minus half. Now we can equate this to solution. So x squared plus a is equal to x over 2 minus half. So we are finding a value of a. So simplify this thing, x squared minus x over 2 plus half plus a is equal to 0. I am removing the denominator, multiplying the whole equation with 2. So 2x squared minus x plus 1 plus 2a is equal to 0. Now we have to find a value of a. They have a 2 point of intersection. That means our b squared minus 4ac should be greater than 0. So we are finding value of a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 1 and c is equal to 1 plus 2a, and we are substituting in b squared minus 4ac. So b squared minus 1 squared minus 4 a c is 1 plus 2a greater than 0, because we want the value of a that give us the solution greater than 0. So 1 minus 8 into 1 plus 2a greater than 0. So 1 minus 8 minus 16a greater than 0. So 1 minus 8 minus 16a, when you simplify it, will give you minus 7 minus 16a greater than 0. Take minus 7 this side, so minus 16a greater than 7. So a greater than 7 over minus a greater than 7 over 16. Now I want value of a. So I have to times minus a both sides, but we know when we times by minus 1, the sign of inequality will change. So a less than minus 7 over 16. So all the value of a which is less than minus 7 over 16 will give you this two real solution for this curve. Let's move to past paper question. First question is, sketch the curve with the equation y is equal to minus k over x. Now we know this is, and value of k is greater than 0. So this is a reciprocal graph, but it is a negative reciprocal graph. So the graph will sketch like this is x value, this is a, x axis, this is a y axis. Here we don't have any number, so we just have to sketch it. So our graph will look like in this quadrant and in this quadrant asymptote, because it's a negative reciprocal graph, so second and fourth quadrant is there. For question B, on the separate diagram, sketch the curve with equation minus k over x plus k. So the same, but we have a plus k. Now plus k is, we are telling, is a transformation, or we can say the translation of the graph which is in up direction k value. We will do the transformation of the graph in the next video. So for that, how to sketch it? So here, because it's going up, our asymptote, which is x asymptote, will move up as a y is equal to k line. So this is my y is equal to k line because it's moving up k. Now my sketch will look like this way, this way. So this is how the sketch of second function. Next question, the curve C has equation y is equal to 2 minus x. Sketch the graph of C. On your sketch, you should show the coordinates of any point of intersection with the axis, x and y axis, and state clearly the equation of any asymptote. So to find the intersection point with the coordinate, first I will substitute x is equal to 0. So my y will be half. So this curve intersecting y axis at 0 half point. When I put y is equal to 0, as you can see, this is a reciprocal graph. So we will not get the value, but x will be our asymptote. But what asymptote is there? To find that, we have to take 2 minus x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. So this is our equation of a asymptote. We will sketch this graph. This is x-axis, this is a y-axis. We know our asymptote is x is equal to 2. So this is our asymptote line, x is equal to 2 line. And because it's a reciprocal negative graph, it's in a second and the fourth quadrant. So the graph will look like this. And this intersection point is 0 and half. And the another part of the graph will look like this. So this is our required sketch for this question. Next question is, k is a positive constant. Value of k is between 0 and 4. Sketch on a separate axis the graph of y is equal to 2x minus k, x plus 4 squared, and y is equal to k over x squared. So we have to draw two graphs here. Okay, to draw this first graph, we have to find the intersection point which intersect the coordinates. So for that, first I am putting y is equal to 0. So that means 2x minus k equal to 0. So x is equal to k over 2. Another point, x plus 4 squared is equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 4. So this coordinate is k over 2, 0. This coordinate is minus 4, 0. Now to find intersecting the x-axis, we are putting it x is equal to 0. So we'll get y is equal to minus k 4 squared. So minus 16k. So this curve is intersecting y-axis as 0 minus 16k. So first sketch this graph. This is a cubic graph and it's a positive cubic graph. So our coordinate k over 2, it's somewhere here, 0. Our coordinate minus 16k and minus 4 is here, minus 40 we can say, right? So because it's a positive cubic graph, start from here. Okay, so this is how it look like. Now second graph, y is equal to k over x squared. This is a normal reciprocal graph, so this is the B graph. So we have a two axes, x and y, and because it's a quadratic graph and it's a positive, so this is the graph is there, right? So this is the answer for your part A. Now part B is telling, state with a reason the number of roots of these equations. So we have to find how many roots of this. As you can see, when you draw the both graph on the same axis, we can find only one intersection point here. So that will tell you we have only one root for these two functions. So when they are asking for a reason, so we have to write one root, because the reason, if you want, write because they are intersecting at only one point. The curve C has equation y is equal to 1 over x squared minus 9. Sketch the graph of C. But to sketch the graph, we need the points which intersecting x and y axis, and we need a asymptote as well, because this is a reciprocal graph is there. So first, if you substitute x is equal to 0 you will get y is equal to minus 9. So here y is equal to minus 9 is our equation for asymptote. So this is, we are getting our asymptote. And as you can see in transformation, because it's a minus 9, is moving 9 step down. Okay. To find the intersection for the x-axis, we are putting y is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 1 over x squared minus 9. I am taking a LCM. So 1 minus 9x squared. So 1 plus 3x. This is a difference of 2 square we are using here to factorize to find the true value of x. So x is equal to 1 over 3 and x is equal to minus 1 over 3. So we are getting this to intersection point. Now let's sketch the graph. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Because it's a reciprocal positive graph and a quadratic graph, it is in the second and third quadrants are there. So, but our asymptote is y is equal to minus 9. So this line is equal to y equal to minus 9. This is our asymptote. So the graph will be like this. And this point is our positive 1 over 3 and this point is negative 1 over 3. So this is the two intersection point for a graph X. Important takeaway for this topic. If we have a y is equal to fx and y is equal to gx, two function, to find the intersection point, equate these two functions and solve it. If you want to find the intersection point for x and y axis, substitute x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 and then you can find the intersection point. Once you point the x-axis, substitute that value into any of the equations that will give you y coordinates. Now cubic graph. So how the cubic graph will look like? So positive cubic graph is start from the positive x side and then going to the negative side. And if it is a negative cubic graph is there, then it starts from the negative x side and going towards the positive. Reciprocal graph. The positive reciprocal graph, because here both x and y positive values and here x and y both negative, but negative and negative become positive. And if you have a negative reciprocal graph, let me erase this one, then it will be in a second and the third quadrant. So this is for the positive reciprocal graph, this is for the negative reciprocal graph. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video helpful, please give it thumbs up. Do subscribe for more math content and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or topics that you would like to see next.